Breaking news now. Putin boasts about North Korea's good neighborly relations after Kim Jong Un tours a Russian fighter jet factory. Despite Western warnings that Moscow must not break international sanctions targeting Pyongyang, Russian President Vladimir Putin said on the fourth day of Kim Jong Un's lengthy visit that Russia will build good neighborly relations with North Korea, a close geographical neighbor, Korea. At a press conference on Friday, following Putin's meeting with Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, Putin said, "We must build good neighborly relations with our neighbors in one way or another. Yes, there are certain special circumstances associated with the Korean peninsula. We are discussing it openly," Putin said, adding that Russia never violates anything, and in this case, we are not going to violate anything either. After Kremlin officials had discussed potential avenues of cooperation between Moscow and the secretive state, which is the target of numerous international sanctions, he made his remarks. On Thursday, the National Security Advisors of the United States, South Korea, and Japan issued a joint warning about the possibility that North Korea and Russia will violate international sanctions. According to Russian state media, Kim traveled to the city of Komsomolsk-on-Amur in the country's east on Friday to tour an aircraft factory. According to a press release published by the Russian government on its Telegram channel on Friday, Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manchurev said after the tour that Russia saw the potential for cooperation both in aircraft manufacturing and other industries with North Korea. "We see the potential for cooperation both in aircraft manufacturing and other industries. This is especially relevant for achieving the tasks our countries face to achieve technological sovereignty," he said. According to state media outlet TASS, the plant is the largest aviation manufacturing plant in the country and produces and designs aircraft for the Ministry of Defense, including the Su-35S and Su-57 fighter jets. The late Kim Jong-il, Kim's father, also toured the facility in 2002. Images from Russian state media RIA Novosti purportedly show Kim and his delegation touring the fighter jet hangar at the Yuri Gagarin Komsomolsk-on-Amur aircraft plant, KNAAZ, named after the famous Russian cosmonaut. Kim's tour guides were the mayor, Alexander Zornik, and the governor of the Khabarovsk region, Mikhail Dektyarov. Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, told Russia One that Kim Jong-un was planning a trip to the port city of Vladivostok to check out the Russian Pacific Fleet. The summit at which Kim appeared to endorse Moscow's war on Ukraine set the stage for Putin's announcement that Russia is considering and discussing some military cooperation with North Korea. Moscow, which has been condemned for its invasion of Ukraine, and Pyongyang, which has been condemned for its nuclear weapons and ballistic missile program, met for 5 hours on Wednesday at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, signaling closer relations between the two countries. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov will travel to North Korea in October alongside President Vladimir Putin, according to Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov on Thursday. Peskov said that military and technical cooperation was a sensitive sphere of cooperation, when asked if it had been discussed between the two leaders, and he reaffirmed Moscow's commitment to strengthening ties with Pyongyang. On Friday evening, Peskov stated that no agreements were signed between the two countries. The summit was a showcase for the efforts made to promote the closer relationship. Putin gave Kim a glove from his spacesuit that had traveled into space and a high-quality carbine, a type of rifle, made in Russia, while Kim, according to Peskov, offered Putin a carbine made by North Korean artisans. Kim made the pledge at a state banquet with Putin on Wednesday, calling for a new era of 100-year friendship between the two countries. U.S. officials had expressed concern in the weeks leading up to the summit that Russia and North Korea were actively advancing toward an arms deal that would see Pyongyang providing weapons to Moscow to use in its faltering Ukraine war in exchange for sanctioned ballistic missile technology. Putin was quizzed on whether or not the military technica he had discussed with them had fully complied with them. However, he did mention that there were some areas that could be discussed and considered, hinting at possible areas of cooperation.